Hello, hello. Test, test. Is this thing on? We're going to ping the Discord, drink some tea, and get started. Woo! Oh my god. We're streaming again before it's been a month? That is crazy. Welcome to the stream, Mick, Java Dragon. Happy y'all are here. We out here being good content creators. Kind of. Everybody's gonna roll in. We're gonna get started. We have a lot of cool building lined up for today. Hoi! It's the Curb. What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're just doing some chill building today. Some talking. We're gonna have a good time. How's everybody doing tonight? Today? Wherever you are. We're still alive here. Look at this. We might cook on this building a little bit today. We got a lot to do. Check out the to-do list. This whole section, I'm hoping to get at least almost done today. That's the goal. We're looking to finish out this building. Kind of polish off a lot of these cliff faces that I've just very lazily built up. And we've got this little pond section that is very important. And then out here, past the pond, past our little stone platform, is where we're going to have just an expanse of desert kind of extend out into the horizon. And basically, that's where we're going to be putting a cutscene. And yeah, so it's completely fine that the map just opens up like that because we're going to stop them from escaping. It's gonna be a good time. Java Dragon, you're saying this is your first time watching. What am I up to? Yeah, so we are... Hey, Waterflow, welcome to the stream. Hi. We are working on my RPG adventure map. And this is a whole new section of the map that I revealed in the last stream is going to be essentially our tutorial and our introduction to the story. So we have where the player starts out, down in this little canyon, where we've tried to kind of bake in the lighting with our terracotta color choices. Everything's very work in progress. And then also the custom biome. You might notice that the sunset looks a little weird. So if I were to step out of my custom biome, it looks a bit more normal. It still has that blue overhang with most of the sky. But over here, we made it all red and a bit more orange towards the bottom as well. And so we're hoping to get a lot of cool atmosphere in this section and really set the tone of what's going to happen in the rest of our story, the rest of our map. Player's going to jump over here, be kind of stuck on this side, going to open up to a little like dry forest. We have a bunch of trees here that we've kind of plopped together. A lot of these trees I spread using the Axiom stamp tool. I made little blueprints of trees that I made previously. Give me out. And which you'll see right here. Oh, that. No! You got buried. That's not good. But yeah. So, we got a lot to do today. It's gonna be a fun time. I am gonna drink some tea. And we're just gonna get started. What's everybody up to today? What's everybody working on? Are people excited for the snapshots? Minecraft's feeling really cool right now. I'm having a lot of fun. Alright, tea break. One second. Okay, so I think I want to try to wrap up these cliffs here so we can start more working on our forest section. So what that means is turning this stone into not stone, and at the very least getting it slightly textured. We want to look at least a little finished before we start moving on. But yeah, we can just go ahead and get started. This little section is going to have like little rocks that the player can pick up and interact with. It's going to be cool. If you're new to the stream here, you might not know that there's a lot of different RPG features that we've added. I'm going to go show that off real quick, because I know we got some new people. Let's run our teleports. This is just for like admin stuff. So I can teleport the canyon to a different canyon here. So if I go over and talk to this villager, there's like locked dialogue options that we can unlock depending on the game state, which is really cool. And yeah. Let's go back to our work area. Oh yeah, let me know if you guys can hear the music. I have a little bit of music playing. Let me know if it's too loud or not. But yeah, why I was mentioning it is I also want to have a couple little interactable items. That's another thing we have. Here, let's say. One items. What was it called again? Oh, yeah. Oh. No, that's the wrong one. Spoilers. Where is it? Frilled paper. Here we go. So like even items interact with the dialogue system, which is pretty cool. A sheet of paper bound by a frayed string, and then we can pick the different dialogue options, and it's all cool and stuff. I'll just exit for now and get rid of that. Yeah, I think there'll be like some items the player can pick up over here and try to get some information out of. Basically, this section is trying to introduce a lot of mechanics, a lot of the basic mechanics of the game, and we're trying to do it sort of subtly in a way that the player kind of discovers themselves, if possible. It's not always possible, but that's what we're aiming for. Not too loud? Alright, that's good, that's good. Let me know if it's too quiet. There we go. Okay. There's almost definitely a better way to do this, but I do like going in block by block every once in a while. Okay. We're gonna probably keep trying to bake the lighting in as well. So like, I'll probably use like red terracotta on like areas that I think are pretty shaded, and then we transfer that to the regular terracotta using the pink. And it kind of plays in pretty well, at least I think, with the custom sky colors that we've got going on. So we do something like this. So yeah, you'll notice we've tried to do similar things with the shading here. Who knows if at the end it'll look good. It is kind of a little bit of an experiment on my part. I don't usually do something like this, but I think it'll be fun. Okay, do I want to let's do that. This gap doesn't really do anything. Yeah, there we go. Oh, here's probably a solid spot to use some pink. There we go. How long have I been working on this? Ooh, that's... geez, I think almost 3 years now. Yeah, it's got to be something like that by now. I think we passed 2 years a bit recently, so between 2 and 3. This is a bit of a passion project. Not rushing. Trying to get just what I think is cool in the game. But yeah, I do want. I think if possible, my goal is to try to finish this relatively soon, and by that can mean anything though. So I hesitate to even say any dates. Okay, let's start painting. Whoops, I knocked the mic a bit. Brush, sphere. There we go. Okay. On the wider bits, we can just start using our tools here. Because why not? Oh, I need to fix that. Yeah, World Edit doesn't play too well with Axiom. We need to make sure we're fixing that when we can. Okay. Hear that. Let's decide where we want this little cliff face to go. I think not that far out. Probably something like this. Let's recede this in a little bit. Okay. Okay. Because we're lazy. Do a little bit of that. Oh. It's nice. What's everybody working on? I know we got a lot of creators amongst the people. Working on anything cool? I need to turn down that fly sense. That is a bit much. I'm trying to use the orange where the light kind of hits the terracotta a bit more directly. We'll see how that actually works out for us, but yeah. Dragon says, you're making a data pack that lets you stop time. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I feel like that opens up for a lot of little interactions. Is it multiplayer compatible, or is that too messed up? Vintage. We've talked about this. This whole so many trapdoors everywhere. Are you kidding me? Welcome to the stream. Everybody, if you don't know, Vintage makes cool Skyblock content and streams and stuff. Check it out. Vintage, we are working on a little desert like fishing hole, I guess. Imagine like most of our setting is like the Grand Canyon. So we have a custom biome built out. And this is like a little dead forest next to it with, yeah, our little hole. Which, speaking of, some of our biome is not correctly painted here. Okay. But yeah, we are just building up some cliffs, trying to actually make progress on this thing, this creature. Creature is what I call anything that that represents like a lot of work, you know. Not the creature. How's stream going? Not too bad. We just started. We got our little to-do list. We got tea. We're going crazy. Speaking of tea brick. Java says, that is exactly it. The basic functionality is just a neat trick with advancements, but make it work in all thinkable circumstances. You get a multiplayer. Oh yeah, that's got to be a whole freaking rabbit hole. Sounds like a really cool project. If it all gets like working out the way you want it to, I feel like that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, this is a bunch of nonsense we need to fix. Let's get this all not stone, though. What kind of tea? It's kind of boring. I got, I think it's just green tea. Let's say. Yeah, some random green tea that from like the Asian market. I don't know. I just threw it in there. I'm like the worst tea drinker because I'll drink the stuff, but I don't do like this steeping or any of the things you're supposed to do with tea. It's in a thermo flask right now, like 2 bags. I just tossed the boiling water on it. All right. Let's get a. Where's my tool mask? That's what they call me, you know. Okay. Let's get that to grass. Yeah, our little grass, custom grass colors working pretty well, I think. We're gonna try and make this look like a cool, like dead desert forest. I don't know if you guys have been hiking around like Yellowstone and sort of the Western American like national parks. A lot of our map is heavily inspired from places like those. So like you'll get like forests that are kind of similar to these. Will just like big tall trees with no leaves on them, where the bark is all gray and stuff, and the grass is kind of browning. And over here, like there's just a bunch of pebbles and like boulders and stuff with the clay cliffs. Oh, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. This is kind of how we're sort of planning out how we want to vegetate this area. Kind of a little demo. We still need to place that everywhere. Lot to do. What was I doing? This needs to be... What does this need to be? This. Let's start shading this down here. The same views, you got corn. I feel that. I have people out in like Illinois, around the Midwest, and there be corn. If anybody ever wants to visit, there be corn. There's lots of corn there. You can get lost in it. Oh, my great grandparents have a farm somewhere out in the Midwest, and when I was a kid, we were just bored. We're so bored because there's no video games. There's no video games on this farm, and we're on it, and we're like, okay, I gotta do something. So it's like 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm like, probably same 7 years old. So I just run out into the into the cold. It's like there's like snow everywhere, but also corn everywhere. And I just leave. I'm like, they're like, okay, go have fun. I just leave, start walking around, and just start getting lost in a corn maze by myself. That's like a 7-year-old. And eventually, like I'm like, oh, this is a piece of cake. I'm not scared. But eventually, freaking, I hear wolves. I hear like little wolves howling out in the woods past the cornfield. And, "Ooh." And little 7-year-old me is like a couple acres out in the field, and I'm like, oh god, I gotta go. This is bad. I'm gonna get eaten. Anyways, good time. Good time. 10 out of 10 would get eaten by wolves again. Put the bags in a mug with some honey and sugar. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds really nice. You get pretty hills, so you get you get soybeans. Woo, soybeans. Gotta love some soy. You have to think about your protein gains. Okay, we're gonna figure out how to do this cliff because this is a bunch of nonsense. Chat, what's your favorite time that you've been eaten by wolves or coyotes? Put the bags in the money. The incompetent bank robber be like. Do it now. We have to make sure all these cliffs are unjumpable. When we were in the playtest, everybody was jumping everywhere. People were inventing jumps I didn't know existed. It was terrible. No, it was a lot of fun. People were proving how bad I was at parkour. I'm like, there's no way people can make this jump, right? And then they made that jump. And then they made even more jumps. Please put the money in the bag. Please, please, please. Honestly, Sam, just like the whole time, like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please put the money in the bag. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't usually do this. I don't usually do this. Please put the money in the bag. Be quiet. Just get all schizo for a second. That'll be fun. Okay. Alright, alright. Got a little cliff going. I'm sorry to inconvenience you. Just like being very nice to the workers and stuff, yeah. Okay. Kind of hate these cliffs. These are gonna be annoying. We need to fix that as well. Okay, okay. Let's. These cliffs are terrible. We need to give them some pizzazz. Let's go ahead and grab one of these. So throughout the map, we have these like little spikes, these little spike rock formations. So every once in a while, when a bit of rock just looks boring, we just start placing spikes. Let's make that a bit thicker. Something like that. Oh, actually, let's... It kind of melt. I didn't want it to, like, cut off the sun, so I'm gonna move it this way a bit. We also don't want it to, like, meld with the trees. If possible, we want it to have, like, a different silhouette than the trees, I believe. Something like... Because the approach is, like, somewhere here. Let's back it up. That's what I do. That's what they call me. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll also want... There's, like, this effect that, like, World Edit and Axiom has, where it just looks very clearly world edited. I really don't like it when it does that. So I'm gonna kind of try to meld it a bit by hand placing blocks. And then also add some extra texture where I can. You're the type of person is worried about asking for ketchup. Oh my god, yeah. I will never correct a restaurant worker on if there or isn't there pickles on my sandwich. Like, no, it's fine. I don't want pickles anyway. I actually hate pickles. I'm sorry to you. There we go, something like this. Then let's do the same over here. There we go. Okay. This cliff's getting a bit more interesting. If possible, I think we also want to make like a bit more shape distinction between this like spike meld that we're making and the other cliffs, because like somewhat over here, like over here, we have like our spikes coming out, which are all like angular, but we're gonna make our cliffs all squared off in shape to kind of build the idea that it's like a separate rock, you know? You correct them for Frem yourself? Yeah, saying on... that's just getting warm. It's so funny, too, because I'll, like... If a friend does it, I'll be like, what are you doing? Just ask for it. And then it comes to myself like, oh god, don't do it. Don't do it. Please, please, please. Okay. Let's build out this like squared off cliff a bit more. Let's get an outline. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Separate it from this a bit. Something like that. Then, you know what? We can make it tiered. Let's make it tiered. Something like this. That'll be fun. That'll be sick. Because I try to, but I if possible, I want every like area, every like cliff section to look like unique. I don't want to like paste and use Axiom everywhere to make it look all samey. We're trying to build unique environments if possible. It's like even little tiny sections like here, I like to get all granular with it. That's probably why this project has taken so long, but we're not on a deadline. That's why I tell myself. So like that is much better than just like some mound, some like thing that we kind of conjure out of nowhere. Yes, I think so. It's already looking way more interesting, I think. We're going to do similar sort of terraforming to these. Basically, the brown concrete powder is what we're using as like our desert sand for the most part. At least it's a layer of soil that goes on top of the canyon. Out here in our outer desert, we might use a different sand, but that's the convention we're going with right now. In fact, now that we have that, let's get... Hello? There we go. Let's get some cubes. Cuboids, as Axiom likes to call it. Resets. Turn that to terracotta. Doing something like this is usually how I try to like do an outline of the cliffs at the very least. I feel like a lot of the time I just like having like blocks there so I can carve them. So we're working on a godforsaken super flat world. Who did this? Who did this to me? I'm gonna find them. Are you ever just vaguely threatening? One of my favorite sentences that are just like a sentence that people say is, get him! Like, what's that mean? What are you gonna do when you get him? Like when a crowd is like chasing somebody says, get him! And people just start running. What's the angle here? What's the goal? It's just so vague. There we go. I'm liking it. Okay. How do we want to handle this thing? I mean, we built this up. Maybe it's fine. Maybe we just keep doing this. Get some more cuboids. Let's get this thinner. There we go. Let's lower this down because it's starting to connect with our other bits here. There we go. Much better outline going. I like. There are holes everywhere here. Just don't look for them. Let's do a little overhang. Why not? Some shape variety. That's what they call me. Here we go. Okay. get another cuboid. How far do I want to bring that out? Yeah, let's do that for now. This still makes this inaccessible. There we go. I like doing these things every once in a while where like it looks like the brown topsoil kind of like sloped off of the of our like terracotta here. And then let's get some of these. Make them all small. No, not that small. There we go. Nope. Nope. Yes. Nope. Eh. Sure. And then this will be here. Kind of join these cliffs together. Still a lot of cleaning up to do, but I think it's going all right. Let's make this a bit more sheer on this side. Why not? There we go. What am I doing? There we go. You ever just say "there we go" or "perfect" when it's just immediately broken? Oh, that's great, and then just deletes. There we go. I like that. This looks good. That's a good shape. I like it. Let's get this not weird. You want to clean up these like brown patter splashes into the grass. Got, like a little nonsense right now, which is kind of fine. Also, kind of not fun. I think I want to like make them a bit more staggered and like trace them into the grass instead of like just one large splotch, one not splotch. if that makes sense. One like little bits, little transitions, if possible. There we go. Something like that. Something like that. think I want to bring this down a bit. Yeah. Nope. Abort. I liked that. Now let's give this pattern some supports. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This spot's looking pretty good. Let's clean this up a bit. Give some shape, some character. Alright. Actually, let's do that. There any jumps up here? No jumps. No jumps, no jumps. This is a jump. It's a bit too staggered. Ugh. Okay, we're getting stuck in the lost in the sauce. Stuck in the sauce? Lost in the sauce. Alright. That's good. That's good. We talked about like a desert expanse earlier. This is going to be outlet to part of it. Most of the place we're trying to lead the player, though, is towards the cabin right here. Looking pretty good. And towards our little pond here. That's something we still need to do. Some of you that have been here for a while might recognize this build a bit. We're retrofitting it for our uses. Basically, this is one of the first buildings we ever built way back when we first started the project. But I have actually updated the block palettes, and we're reshaping it somewhat. A lot of the footprint is the same. We're making sure to make a good use of it. But yeah, so like here, I think I want to add like a wagon garage, like just a place for the, like whoever lives here, they're gonna have a wagon, a place for them to store it, like a little like outcrop right here. Hey Fantasy, welcome to the stream. We're building, we're making cool stuff. Also, the pink is bothering me. Let's paint that. Real quick, just real quick. Real quick. That's gonna look more like that. Ugh. I'm sure I even like that. Let's keep working on that. Let's do Hey, but yeah, Fancy, we're just working on our little area. This is for what's essentially the tutorial and introduction to our little map here. Just replacing a lot of cuboids, forming out some cliff faces, doing some texturing. W builds, thank you, thank you. Yeah, not too bad. I like how it's coming out. I like how it's coming out. But yeah. Hey, Blobby, welcome to the stream. Heyo. What you been up to, Fantasy? I feel like you've been popping in and out of videos and streams for quite a while. Oh, I like that. Yes. This is... Oh, man. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I think we're about 2.5 years in. Maybe just about. We've been going for quite a while. I'd say the past 6 months, we've been making a lot of good progress, though. We've been pedal to the metal, relatively speaking, as far as our previous progress. What do we want to do now? We've got a lot to, let's do some of this. Let's do some of this. So I like this shape. I think I want to keep this brick overhang here. Have I seen what OpenVoxel just released? No, what did OpenVoxel just release? I'm actually not even sure exactly what OpenVoxel is. If I'm being honest. Let's see. How do we want to do this? If you're wondering what this big gaping hole was, or is, we had a previous bit of this build that we've retrofitted that was like a giant windmill tower, and it looked pretty cool, but I don't think it fits this area, so we're adapting this building a bit more. Minecraft bendy map. Interesting. Okay, okay. How does that work? I'm not sure I'm familiar. Okay. We're using a bit of that. Let's get an outline. Let's get an outline. Devon, welcome to the stream. I like your name. Don't know why. That's crazy. Fantasy says, honestly, I've just been doing some command stuff and posting some vids. I just doing sometimes when I get notice from you, checking how it's going. Hey, yeah, thanks for sticking around so long. We're making good progress. I will hesitate to say a number, but you know, we're getting there, and recently I feel like it's been pretty good. I'm hoping, as far as a playtest, to get another playtest out this summer, but we'll see. We will see. How do I want to do this? Okay, let's at least form this a bit. Do we want this to be a face? Or like facing us? Okay, okay. What's this little building for? This is basically like a little cabin in the woods that a little like hunter fisher guy is like using out in like this canyon woody area. It's by a little pond and they're fishing. The part where I'm working on now is basically like a wagon garage that I'm trying to fit into this somehow. But we'll see if we actually get there. We will. But I haven't done a lot of building of buildings on stream, actually, now that I think about it. I will usually stick to like terraforming, because it's easier to do that with just like using my noggin, and still talk to stream. But buildings usually have to use a bit more brain power. So we'll see how this goes. Have I been working on everything alone? Pretty much. I am the only developer, but every once in a while, I'll like ask for help or like advice on how to do a specific thing that I want. So I do know a lot of like command block coders, data packers, whatever, what have you, modders that are very good at what they do, and oftentimes they know a lot more than I do. So it's quite nice, quite useful. I don't like the oak. That is way too bright. At least here for like the garage. That's way too dark. Fine, I didn't want to use spruce. Everybody uses spruce, but that may be apt for our case here. Do I know Steve Locke's 100? No, I don't. What have they worked on? If I were to name some of the command people I talked to, I know Dr. Trog, they worked on Skyblock Infinite, or they still work on Skyblock Infinite. Avid MC, and Code Neon, Josh. I'd say those are probably some of the command people I talk most to. Bit of Blocker Locker. I think we need to extend this terrain this way and just give like a bit more like walking room, because this is supposed to have like a wagon coming in and out, right? So this needs to be a bit more flat. That's what they call me. Bendy. I see. Expand. There we go. We'll do some extra terraforming after we get this part of the build done, because it does look a little samey at the moment on this little neck of the woods. Okay. Is that even enough space? I don't think it is. Let's do a bit of that. What if we did something like that? What do you think? Let's frame it out. Because the other thing is we have to build a wagon. I have to think about how to build a wagon. Mystic. No. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Next stream. Okay. Yeah, we have to actually build a wagon to know how much space we need for this frickin' thing. What version am I on? I am currently on 1.21. I do want to update to probably 1.21.5, but I've been putting it off because it's a lot of work. And, you know, right now I'm in content mode. I just want to grind on building the game itself. So there's a lot to do, or a lot that I can do without updating yet. And I'll probably just keep grinding on this for a bit until I need the stuff in the next update. There's a lot of stuff that I want to have between 1.21, which is what I'm on, and 0.5. Like custom hat models, some of the new blocks. There's a lot of cool stuff over there. A lot more technical stuff as well. But, you know, we're not there yet. We don't need it just yet. I don't need to to worry about it. That's a future Devon problem. Oh yeah, wagon. Let's make a wagon. How big do we want this wagon? I don't imagine it'll be that big. It needs to be big enough. I mentioned the desert expanse. Basically, this guy kind of travels back and forth across the desert. It needs to be big enough to hold a wagon that can do that. So we could just go with like a pilgrim type wagon. That's kind of boring though. This is why I try to stick to terraforming for streams, because they use so much brain power. Okay, let's... What do the wheels look like? I think we're gonna use some copper. Bit of that. The tried and true. We're just gonna get some random blocks. Yeah, we wagon that wagon. That's what we do. Alright, I do have like a wagon design in my head that is just ridiculously bigger than the space that we're working with. And I'm deciding whether or not I should do that. Copper. Big copper enjoyer. Copper, I hardly know. Hey! Stop that. Okay, let's get an idea for like the body. Man, this thing is gonna be ridiculous. As far as getting like a garage in here. Okay. Copper. Let's try to get like a rounded shape going. That has to be raised a bit, I think. I've not decided if I hate this or not. Okay, well, where we have the logs is where we'll put our wheels, I believe. That's not a wheel. Okay. Let's clear some space around the wheels. Yeah, this whole side of the building, I'll probably have to do something wacky too. Just to accommodate this fat wagon we got. That's what they call it. Can we get 5 sheeshes in chat? No, please don't. I feel like this is too big. Crazy. Stop it. Okay. Just some haphazard ass wagon here. Can we just do the grindstone thing? I feel like that's... Could just do the grindstone thing. That's so lazy though. I don't know. Maybe we just do it anyway. Okay, let me up. Ugh. Let's extend these out. Watch this. Axiom force place to force us into crawl mode. And then, look at that. Build techniques with Devon. Okay, so this look like wheels, but they look like wheels where you've taken off like the part that's like actually the wheel. You know? Like they're doing repairs or something, I don't know. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe we could just do something like that. Kind of thing do we want here? Let's do this. No, it's a bit much. Shoot. What's that look like? No. Okay, we might have to... Yeah, we're gonna have to do a little Thanos snap here. Let's do a bit of that. The most important part of the build that I like is like this section. I do like having the brick contrast, so I think I want to integrate that somewhere in this little like garage that we're making. But we're gonna have to figure out where that goes. Because I like having like a shape and color distinction for that. Okay. We should probably also move this thing. This thing is ridiculous. It's like, who made this? Who did this? We need a floor. That actually needs to be brick. No, we will not be making easy brick jokes today. I don't want the walls to distort, so I'm not going to raise the floor there. How did I actually keep up with the updates? Yeah, I don't know. You can tell I had. I've kind of stopped, right? Sorry, T-Brick. Yeah, kind of. Part of the reasons I haven't been updating is just it's kind of a lot, especially with the new update cycle. Like I like the new update cycle where they're adding more minor features and like a lot more data pack tech, which I think is very good and helpful, and probably good for the game overall. Just having more consistent updates, but at the same time, it just makes data pack development a lot more annoying. A lot more annoying. Previously, what I was telling myself was I would... It's a little dark down here. I'm sorry, guys. Temporary torches. What I was telling myself was that I would update once we hit the next major version. So that meant if we hit like 1.22. But it doesn't seem like that's going to exist with the current update cycle. Like... We may just be... I'm pretty sure we're just getting 1.21.6 and so on and so forth. Because at last Minecraft Live, they said that... Oh, I don't like those walls. Let's get rid of those. They said that they're going to be doing drops the whole year, right? And so far, drops have just been the minor, like, version numbers. So, who knows? Who knows when we're going to get one of those? I would love one of those. I think modders everywhere would rejoice. Okay. Yeah, alright. Let's get our log. I think we want to do something similar. Let's frame it out. I think we want this pillar here, actually. Or at least in this line. Maybe we recede it into the wall, like, by 1 block. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Basically, we're trying to build, like, an overhang structure that has enough room for this thing. This... and we'll probably mirror it as well. Like, whatever this is, we'll put on the other side. At least somewhat. So, like, on this level, we'll have probably something like that. Which gives us... how many blocks in the middle? Yeah, I came up with multiple small updates in the year. It's a little unfortunate. But hey, there are worse problems to have. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even access. Oh, wait, no. There we go. Panic, even numbers. In building, even numbers. Okay. I think we messed up with this. Let's go 2 blocks this way. Behind this part. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is better. I'd say we want this brick probably, but let's figure out what we're doing with our frame first. There's going to be this weird block placing thing I do where I just stare and not make progress. It doesn't look like I'm making progress, but I'm using my noggin. We got the big ol' F shape. That's what you want. Gaming. What's up, Sly? Welcome to the stream. We're building. I'm going to do a quick fly around so you can see what we're doing. Any new viewers? We're working on the intro, the tutorial section for our game, which I've informally called Sunrise Canyon. We're using a custom biome to make things look all nice. And yeah. Basically, this is the edge of our sort of Grand Canyon inspired area, which is like a bit of like a dry forest, and it's going to transition into a more traditional desert out towards the edge here. And what we're working on here specifically is like a little cabin in the woods, where like a sort of nomadic guy is going to be kind of going back and forth across the desert. And this is where he lives. Okay. Make sure I get my number right as well. 3. Wait. Did I set it? One, 2, 3, 4. Lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's even access again. Panic. Alright. Do we recede it again? No, I like that corner. I think it has to be this side. Do that. Oh, and you know what we can do? Because we recede it, we can still fit this little brick trim here. I like that. Okay. And that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay. Why'd I delete that? My brain, everybody. We want that. But how do we want to do this? For those just tuning in, we have like a little wagon that we're trying to fit into this building with like a little wagon garage. Put a little mission on the realm, yeah. We might have to do that. I also built this a while ago. Yeah, they're just pretty cool. I like the little vents here. Like the little, like, parts. I think it's fun. Okay, you know frickin' what? We're gonna do that. Oh, wait. Let's get this thing in position. I feel like that's part of my problem right now. I need to know how much space we're actually using here. I think it's fine if it like pokes out a little bit. Like just a little bit. Like that. Okay. We'll get a better idea of what's happening. Let's build out the roof. I feel like the roof is always something I avoid, but the roof is basically everything this little section is. So I think we need to pay some extra attention to it if possible. Just with that. We'll probably leave it feeling pretty open, I think. At least this section. Do we want that to close on? Yeah, we do, we do. Let's do that. We probably... I like that shape, though. Like, what's it look like if we do that? Like, parted from that. That's good, still. That's still good. Okay. Then, let's try slab here, stair there. Okay. I like that. Let's extend that. Let's extend that. Like that. Okay. Yeah. I think that looks pretty good. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make like a little connection between our vertical pillar and our crossbeam. Let's see. How do we want to do that? I think something like this. Okay. Could just do something simple like that. And see how we feel. And let's also make sure we're copying what we're doing on this side, on the other side. Yeah, building a building on camera is so different. I have never done this before, so bear with me, everybody. That needs to be shaved. Yeah. Maybe this brick isn't even needed. This brick is totally unnecessary. Which I kind of miss, but we'll figure something out. Maybe I can... Let's extend that by a block here. Let's do the same here. So I want the supports to be visible, if possible. It's like a little bit, but it's like cut off. I don't know. Do we want an extra stair there? Something. We want something there. What does that look like? And then what if, I guess we could do a bit of that? Kind of like that. It's looking kind of interesting. I think the one thing is that there's a lot of space, like right here, that we're just doing nothing with. I'll put a mark there, why not? So we'll probably want to turn that into something somehow. Maybe we just close the cliff in, or maybe we just like add like decoration. We'll see. But I think that looks pretty good. I also need to make sure this overhang makes sense. So let's get our floor here. This building has 0 floor plan, which is what you want in a building. Maybe we even do, oh, beautiful. Let's do a bit of this. We could have like a little walkway. Maybe that's too industrial. It's not really what we're going for. No, yeah, we don't want it to look industrial. That looks too refined to industrial. That's kind of a funny idea, though. Because this is a house. This is a house. Devon, this is a house. What are you doing? Don't like that. If I added, like... I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I kind of like it. The words that leave this mouth. Okay, I feel like we're getting where we want. Even if we change the wagon, we have like enough space for the wagon. And I think that's mostly what we were worried about. What we do want to do is make sure the rest of the building gets closed up, though. Which means we're going to want to bring this wall. That could be where we add a brick, actually. Alright, so earlier, or in other parts of the build, we have dripstone as like a bit of a support pillar. I think we used that, or have we gotten rid of that as a design? Yeah, never mind. I'm schizo. Let's bring brick all the way up then. I was thinking about what this build used to look like. I think we removed all the dripstone. Yeah, let's just go brick all the way up, I guess. Do separation. I like that. Okay. Use some of that extra space for fisherman-looking decorations. Yeah. Like some bits and bobs. RC Games, Frank. Ooh, welcome, welcome. We're working on a cabin. Let's get rid of the pink wool here. Working on a cabin. And like, we did some terraforming earlier. We still have a lot more terraforming to go, but taking a break from it. Figuring out how to finish up this building. God, I need to clear my hotbar. Reset. Mental reset. Let's grab all our wall blocks. Let's grab one of those. One of those. What's that? How do I want to connect this part up? This might be a weird connection that we're going to have to do. Could just be something like that. I think we should avoid overthinking it. Just place some blocks. Like so. Yeah, so the bottom, we're kind of like caking up a bit with mud. And like brown mushroom, which kind of looks like mud. And then it becomes the wood that it used to be. Yeah, something like that. That honestly, that's probably the best way we're gonna get that going. We could add, I don't know, just when in doubt, build fixed, trapdoor. We did it. We did it, Reddit. Oh god, I kind of hated that I did that. Not the trapdoor, but the we did it Reddit. Okay. All right, yeah. I mean, like keep saying it, I guess, but I like it. Now we should figure out how the garage section becomes a wall. That should probably be something like... Do we like it if it's receded? It might make sense if it's receded, because, like, the other parts of the building are kind of flush with these blocks, like here, and our little garage is like an additive. You laugh out loud? Oh, jeez. That's... I'm glad. It will not, but it will not happen again. Okay, now this is a funny level design thing because of what we want to do with this. But I think we're actually going to close this up. I think this is actually going to be... We could add a door here. But we're gonna seal this. I think we're gonna seal this. Let's get all our wall blocks again. Yep. Okay. Get our mud down. Oh man, the wall brainworms. They're telling me it has to not be flesh. That's better. That's better. It makes... I can't tell you why. Wait. I will tell you why. I want a more gradual shape. Yeah, okay. Let's make this another crossbeam. Why not? And I think we could make another sort of ventilation window like this. I like that idea. Seal this in. I'm probably gonna replace the nether brick fence with something. We'll see. Let's make it big. Let's make it large. Okay. Let us peruse. Okay. I like this. I like this. We also have to figure out why this brick is here. Maybe it's just like a pillar. Or we can make it a chimney, I guess. So if it structurally, that would go like there. 'Cause yeah, like it raises up basically right here. Right? Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, we also want to add some granite. Let's mix that in a bit. I'm also kind of deciding if I want this brick to leave here. Maybe just do it like that. Do we even need that? Do we even want a chimney? I don't know. We'll leave that there for a second. See how we feel. You know what? Let's... I think in my head it's like taking up too much space. What if we did a bit of this? I made it like made it out of walls. So don't think it needs to be that tall. Honestly, I feel like that's looking all right. Should we bring that all the way up? Let's give it a shot. Let's give that a shot. We do want those to be full blocks. Yeah, maybe shorter than that part. I think that's a good reference. Let's bring these walls up. Like that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. It'll be interesting to see. There we go. Okay, okay. So like on the walk up. So this is how the level progression goes. You kind of walk up this canyon, and you. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna use our infinite reach tool. Trapdoor. Trapdoor. Nope. Trapdoor. 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 So we don't see the campfire. But we do see the smoke. I kind of like that. You see a bit of the house over the hill. I'll sit on this chimney for a bit. Maybe it'll grow on me. We'll see. We'll see. Let's get that brick though. We'll turn those into bricks, not walls, just so it connects up, seals everything all nice. Okay. I feel like we've done good. D-brick. Yeah, I think it'll be nice. I think it works out well. That should be a full block. Let's get a bit of granite. There we go. Let's make some granite up here as well. Okay. Something we could also do is mix some like unlit campfires into like the slabbage of our roof. I don't know if I'm gonna do that though. I try to use it very sparingly because there's like this little pale, more pale like oak texture. It kind of draws a lot of attention. Oh, something we should probably do over here as well. I'm sorry, I'm burping. Oh god. I'm just a burp guy. That's what they call me. Yeah, it's probably better. I like mixing in a little bit of oak with like jungle plank. I feel like it works nicely. Especially with the lighting we got here. I feel like this turned out well. Okay. Let's figure out. I bet this would be all muddy. Would it? Man, just texture under the wagon. Maybe shoot some of this, some of this. We'll put the mud where like the wheel tracks kind of are. And we'll transition it into our other blocks here. And why not? Let's... Oh, no, that's a little... How do I want to do that? Course start? Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, we used this before. This block combo. Muddy mangrove roots transition really well into stripped dark oak wood. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I think I like that. The only downside is that it looks a little like squared off, like a little uniform. But I think that's fine. I think we're just going to deal with that. Does it help if we randomize the texture a bit? No, actually, weirdly enough, I think that just makes it look... It just exacerbates the tile look. Okay, let's add some of our topsoil. I like that. I like that. Let's kind of like stagger it as well. Does this help? No, it's getting a bit much. Let's Let's just call it like that. We still have to figure out how we want to close this cliff and fill this space here. I think we're going to keep this like this. Let's make this terracotta. Go. This also has no support, doesn't make sense. Yeah, why not? Let's just build this all up. No. There we go. Okay. Like that. What time is it? How long have we been going? Start at 12. Okay. We're going to keep going here. Probably for another 20 minutes. I think stream has cooled off a lot. But we're making good progress. Even if we've been kind of staring at the same blocks for quite a while. Tea break. I'm back. Let's just outline this part. Why not? Something like that? Ooh, no. There we go. Okay, nice. I'm gonna take a break in this section because it's starting to numb my brain a bit. Let's do some of the pond. Let's do some of the pond. We're gonna want some kind of little fishing platform. Let's say. I want a bit of that. Want a bit of that. I think we'll have it come out like here. Let's get a shovel. Like a rickety old frickin' thing. Okay. Don't want it too big. We don't want it to be bigger than the pond. Okay. Let's get trapdoors. Can't go wrong. I think we move that back one. I'm going to do the same here. There we go. I think we want... Oh, here's a fun little use for mangrove logs. They kind of work really well with dark oak, or at least stripped. What was it? Hold on. It was, yeah. Do we want that there? That's a little ridiculous. Hold on. Let's do something like that. Do we even want to do the dark oak thing? We could just be boring. Use the spruce. So yeah, what we're gonna do is there's gonna be an NPC fishing on the dock here. Hanging out. Let's raise this a bit. Nice. Water 2, the sequel. Okay. Oh yeah, part of the mangrove trick is making sure the mangrove is sideways, because the grain of the wood is different. It only works like that, unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe I'll change it. Yeah, at least looking this way, it follows the same grain as the dark oak log. Oh no. Oh well. I don't know. Who knows if I'll do it like that. I think we want part of this to be like that. Let's go ahead. Add another support there. Because it kind of doesn't... It looks a little disconnected from the log. I think that works well. I think we just add now. Do I want the powder? Cocaine addict be like, do I want the powder? I don't know. Something to help with this is, let's bring in grass a bit more around here. Then we go back to the gravel. Hey, Ankus, thanks for stopping by. We're slowly winding down here, but we've made a lot of good progress. Basically, we have our little tutorial section of our game. Yeah, and we're this was pretty barren before, but we've got a lot going on now. We worked on our little cabin here with our little wagon overhang. Did some terraforming over on these cliffs. Yeah, not looking too bad, thank you. And now there's a little fishing dock on our pond. Oh yeah, random detail for whoever's left in chat. We got, I'm really a fan of this like vegetation we've been adding to the pond. I feel like it fits with the colors. I didn't want to add a lot of green. I feel like adding a lot of green here would be too jarring and didn't really fit in my head with the idea of this pond. Like, it's not an oasis, I guess. What's the stream title? Cannon fishing. Oh yeah, I almost named it Oasis. It's not an oasis. But, yeah, we have like glow lichen and nether sprouts on the surface. I think it looks cool. It fits with the colors here. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Oh, and another cool little trick. So we've been playing a lot with baked lighting in this tutorial section. with this sun kind of hitting the low ground. One of the things we did was use glow lichen here. So like if I were to get rid of a lot of this glow lichen, let's turn block updates off. It looks less bright, but like we've kind of done a little thing, little trick to make it look like the light is hitting the water and kind of brightening it up. But now I gotta put those back. How did I? Oh no! Oh no! Is that another bit of glow lichen? Why not? It's not gonna be exactly how it was, which is unfortunate. No. There we go. That's fine. But you'll get the idea. All right, let's do a bit more of this vegetation. I think it's looking cool. I think we also need to like lower the pond at several points. There's not a lot of depth in this thing. Thank you, Axiom. We gotta make sure those are all water sources as well. Are they water sources? Let me swim. Put me in swim mode. Put. Oh, it's not. That's why. We've learned. Let's keep lowering it. Let's go like here. Then we'll do a big one. That should be water. Yeah, the watercolor, I think I mentioned, is from a custom biome. I've been playing a lot with custom biome tech lately, and I think it's really cool. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it for basically very little work. You can add like a ton of different colors and just atmosphere to your biome. Like, for example, the sky, it's not blue, it's red. God, it's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna start winding down. We're not done yet, but if anybody has any remaining questions, feel free to drop them in. I'd say we're probably going for another, I don't know, 5 minutes. I'm gonna keep lowering this water level here. I think I want this part by the dock to still be kind of shallow. Why not? Bit of variation. So is the sky just from a data pack? Yeah. It's, if we go to our F3 screen, this is the Sunrise Canyon biome. Very subtly named. But yeah, we've changed the grass color. So it's like a bit browner than Badlands. It's similar to Badlands color, but a bit browner. We have a red sky and slightly orange fog as well. And then we have the watercolor, which I believe I directly copied from Warm Ocean, like Coral Reef-y Ocean. And yeah, I think it kind of comes together in a nice way. When is the music playlist dropping? Ooh. Let me check out. I can probably shout out a lot of the music I'm listening to. The song going right now is by Avid MC. We've got a lot of Soulside Eclipse, which if y'all don't know is Azuma Void from the Hermitcraft server. We've got 3 albums worth of C418 music. Basically just the entire Minecraft soundtrack. We've got the Vintage Stories soundtrack as well. A bit of Jotun, which I think is like a Swedish guy. Spelled Jotun. And we have Tired Mutt, one of my buddies. He makes a lot of like synthwave, vaporwavy type stuff. And yeah, I feel like it's a lot of fun music. Also copyright free, which is also an important part of that. But yeah, a lot of my favorite music is in there. Okay, I think we are just about ready here to start wrapping up. Thank y'all for watching. I know you've been sticking around for quite a while. Appreciate it. If you want to know when the next stream is, join the Discord and all that self-pluggy advertising stuff. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you all for playing. My name is Devon, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.